telling you, Butterbeer cannot just be cream soda with whipped cream. If that were true, every Hogwarts student wouldn't be risking their fingers freezing off in Hogsmeade just to get a mug at the Three Broomsticks.
Or maybe they would, because you're forgetting how boring wizarding food can be. Like, if you think about pumpkin pasties, they're just pure sugar. I bet Butterbeer's just a cozy froth with, like, a little bit of charm to make you feel that warm and fuzzy feeling.
Okay, but if that's true, how do you explain Winky the house elf getting absolutely hammered off this stuff? That's not soda, that's straight up magical booze.
You're kind of forgetting that goblins and house elves are not the same as humans, even if they are witches and wizards. So, you can't really say that there's a difference between the two.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure that they're running an underground and underage speakeasy there, so... But whatever. Welcome to Lore Distillery presents Lore on Tap. This is the podcast where fandom and alcohol meet in the messiest and most intoxicating way. From wizarding pubs to galactic cantinas, from superhero dives to sci-fi speakeasies, we ask the big questions. What do your favorite characters drink? And what do they do when they drink?
And today, we're finally tackling one of the fandom's biggest barroom mysteries. What actually is butterbeer? Is it spiked with something sneaky? Is it sugar and nostalgia wrapped in foam? Or is it the wizarding world's perfect gateway brew?
So grab your broomstick, slide into a sticky booth at the Three Broomsticks, and raise your mug, because tonight, we're getting frothy. For those of you who are just joining us, we might sound different. We might sound better. That's because we got different mics.
Better mics.
Better mics, but still, cheap mics.
He's lying. It's actually a spell that we casted while we were trying to figure out what's really going on in the wizarding world. We learned the dark side of the spells?
The dark side of the spells.
There we go. I'll stick with it. I stand on my topic.
Okay. Well, speaking of spells, if you want to cast your own spells and you would like those spells to contribute to us, then you can do one of three things besides actually casting a spell. You can go to ko-fi.com/loreontap. You can go to Discord and join the Lore on Tap community. Actually, you can't join. You have to get a link, which will be in this. Or you can go to Instagram and follow us at Lore on Tap, where you can check out our
magical reels.
The magical reel. Yes, it was great watching you make those, by the way. So the videos and the pictures of our drinks, and I guess sometimes my desk, and, I'm thinking I might post a picture of my cat because she kind of looks like a house elf.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Do you think Danny looks like a house elf?
I think the new name is Winky.
Winky the Danny the house elf. All right, cool. Yeah, if you want to follow us and support us in any way, we'd really appreciate it. But I guess with that being said, we'll get into it. So since we've had so much fun setting up these mics, our butterbeer has just been sitting there, and I can see you just salivating over it.
Yeah, man. I was expecting an IPA with a stick of butter in it, because that's butterbeer, isn't it?
Yeah, but whose responsibility was that?
That would have been mine, or like any hipster at a bar, which I could just hear it now, like, oh, dude, I got my IPA with my butter stick. It's my butterbeer, bro. And any hipster listening, I love IPAs, so don't come at me, bro.
I think they're already on their way.
They really are.
They're just in some
e-scooters.
General direction. I am going to hunt Hunter.
Yeah, they're coming on e-scooters pretending they're broomsticks.
All right, we're making a lot of enemies here. Yeah. All right, well, let's go ahead and try these out.
So what is it? Because
we'll try it first. I'm not going to explain it to you.
It's, oh my God, that's really good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a genuine reaction. That is hold on. You might be making more of these by the end of this pod.
So this is my family recipe. I've always kind of like making, like, I don't know, fandom drinks, but I feel like it kind of started actually with butterbeer. So I made this for a super long time. So the one thing about butterbeer that I've heard, or I think that has been kind of confirmed, is that it's butterscotch, which is the secret. But I found out that you can't buy butterscotch like anywhere. So I had to go to like 3 different stores. Finally found it. So if any of you want to recreate this great drink, it is going to be butterscotch. But beyond that, it's vanilla vodka. It is butter extract, imitation butter, I think is what it's called. It's heavy cream.
I did watch you whip up the heavy whipping cream.
Yes. And then you put butterscotch in the heavy whipping cream. Mm-hmm. And then you also, I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah, cream soda. So, when I said that that butterbeer wasn't just cream soda with whipped cream, it kind of is, but that's just my recipe for it. So, I mean, we're going to debate about it, but yeah. This is the Zachary special.
Did you ever do the which house do you belong to in Harry Potter?
Of course.
Okay, which one do you belong to?
Which one do you think I belong to?
Ooh, I'm either going Hufflepuff. Yeah.
It's Hufflepuff. Yep. What about you? I think you're Gryffindor.
I got 2 when I've done it before. I've gotten Slytherin and Hufflepuff.
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
I was a little bit off here.
But the alcohol brewing is strong with Hufflepuff.
Yeah, no, definitely with Hufflepuff, that's all they're doing is probably just getting high and drinking.
Dude, yeah.
Because they're so chill, right?
Yeah. Hufflepuff is the skater stoners of the wizarding world.
I guess I do see, you just seem like you're kind of like you'd go at a situation kind of head on, but I guess you are kind of chill. So I'm more of Hufflepuff in that I'm kind of stupid and oh man, yeah, I'm just here to just hang out. But I feel like you're you're actually the chill person. I'm not chill. You're chill.
I've gotten Gryffindor before too. The only one I haven't gotten is Ravenclaw, which that's cool. I'm not smart. I
got Ravenclaw.
Average. You know who was surprised is, we'll get into it, but what? Hermione. It never made sense to me. Ravenclaw.
Yeah, it's probably poor planning on the author's part. You know,
somewhat.
All right. So yeah. Anyways, this drink is it's pretty incredible. So if you ever feel like making a butterbeer that tastes awesome at your house, go check out that recipe online. I did fail to mention the reason that this drink is so good, which is actually our sponsor today. This episode is sponsored by Basilisk Breath Vodka. Yeah, try saying that 3 times fast. The only vodka distilled in a cauldron that once actually held basilisk venom.
And is it slightly minty?
Shut up. Tasty notes, petrifying crisp, serpent forward, with a finish that lingers in your bones.
It pairs great with pumpkin juice or straight out of the vial if you hate yourself.
Try the signature cocktail, the Stone Cold Stare. 2 shots of basilisk breath, splash of butterbeer, stir counterclockwise under a full moon.
Don't worry, only 4% of batches are lethal. That's Wizard FDA approved.
Basilisk Breath Vodka. Basilisk Breath Vodka. Basilisk Breath Vodka. Basilisk Breath Vodka. All right, well, now I'm actually saying it right.
Basilisk Breath Vodka. Basilisk Breath Vodka. Basilisk Breath Vodka.
Again, just shut up. All right, so we were having this debate. You thought I knew nothing about Harry Potter, and you couldn't be more incorrect about that. I know so much about Harry Potter. The reason that it's not my favorite fandom is because it's not Star Wars, but it's pretty close up there. So I think we need to talk about this, and we really need to kind of get into it. So why do you think that you should be the expert of the pod?
I'll give you one answer. What's my last name?
I think I might have lost this. Okay, but here's the thing. You didn't choose your last name. I mean, you didn't choose your first name either, but
obviously the fans can't see because we don't have a camera, but what is that, a scar on my forehead?
It is a scar on your forehead.
That's right. And my last name is, for the youth that don't know, is Potter. I think that puts me some pegs ahead so far.
Pegs?
Pegs.
Okay.
I'm going to say chocolate frogs.
All right. Well, what actually is your connection to Harry Potter? Besides being the titular character.
Yeah, I think I could either get tormented about it when I was a kid and not know what people were talking about, or be one step ahead. So I did read the books. I listened to the audiobooks, watched the movies. I really love Harry Potter. I've listened to the audiobooks multiple times, and you know where you might have a step ahead. We haven't talked about this, so I don't know, but I did not play Hogwarts Legacy. I do want to. I purchased it. I just don't have enough storage, and I haven't, figured out what I want to delete to play.
Yeah, so for those of you that are listening to this, that's ko-fi.com, coffee/lore on tap, to, that'll get him more storage so that he can download things on his computer.
Be mucho apreciado.
Yeah. So I'm pretty much the same thing. So like I remember when the books were coming out, I was so excited. It was like, there's nothing like it anymore. It would literally be the midnight release. I would go at, I don't know. I think it was midnight. I feel like it was later, maybe like 2 a.m. But like you'd get them and then you'd just read until you fell asleep. Not sure if you can hear my dog in the background. She's so excited about something.
Yeah, she's really excited about something. It's probably because there's more butterbeer being brewed.
And it might be more butterbeer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Andy got into the butterbeer. Just all of it. Just covered in her, just full butterscotch now.
We had a floating dog. The only effect that happens to dogs. You don't see that in the movie.
So if Winky was affected by butterbeer, you'd assume that like a dog would be, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, got to ask Sirius, but he's kind of dead.
So, where were we? Yeah, so reading the books, like midnight, and then I would just like ad nauseum, like listen to them. So, shout out to Jim Dale, the greatest audiobook voice ever.
Dude, that was like, and it, to this day, it's probably the most entertaining audiobook I've ever listened to.
The only thing, the only disagreement that I have is that Star Wars audiobooks are slightly, so if they had Jim Dale as the voice, they'd be perfect, but they play like music and they do sound effects during it. And so I think that is really cool. Now, that being said, they are making new audiobooks. They're actually full cast audiobooks. So the girl who's playing Hermione is actually going to be voicing Hermione in the audiobook for the first 3.
Wait. The new HBO Harry Potter?
Yes.
Or I don't know. Maybe hopefully it's good.
I think it'll be great. It looks solid so far.
Here's the part, and as reading the book, that I hope they have is all the stuff they missed, like Peeves, Winky. Like if we're gonna be adding and making seasons and episodes, like I expect every aspect of the book to be there.
Well, and I guess that's kind of my issue with the movies. Like I love the movies. I think the castings are absolutely great. Like the overall, like they are Harry Potter. The problem is that like the books have so much detail that you just like Goblet of Fire it's a good movie to watch until you realize what is missing from the book, and then you just realize it's an absolute trash movie.
Yeah, you can't go back afterwards.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, cool. Like this entire plot of them running through the forest and like trying to figure out who cast the curse mark is just kind of gone. Like it's summed up into 30 seconds versus 100 pages.
They don't even have the Quidditch World Cup in it. It's like, and cut.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's why I'm hopeful that it's going to be really good, is because you have a lot more to cover. Though what they're going to do in like the books 1 and 2, where they're pretty much just all in the movie, is I guess we'll see.
Overall, I think it's going to be good. I think I'm just very like loyal to Daniel Radcliffe and the whole cast from the original Harry Potter, and I think it's more sad that a lot of them are passed away. So I know there's not going to be like a contribution aspect to it. It's just its own thing. Yeah. But, the one thing that they didn't go over really, even in the books.
What's that?
I think it's figuring out, like, what do we got really going on in Butterbeer and Hogwarts?
Yeah. Well, first I feel we need that, if nobody's listened to Harry Potter, just give me your pothead synopsis of the Harry Potter series, because I think you get that. You get the expert crown this time.
Dude, I was so confused on the pothead part, and I'm like, oh, Potter, I see.
Yeah, you never heard that before?
No, I've heard pothead before, but I was confused because I'm like, wait, I don't smoke. But then it took like, I guess I thought like a pothead.
You might have.
So, wait, sorry, the question again? My synopsis?
Give someone who's never heard of Harry Potter. They've been living under a cauldron for the last I don't even want to think about it. 20 years. What is your synopsis for it?
Break it down. Ooh, okay. We start in the bottom of a cupboard underneath a pair of stairs. A young boy, Harry, is living with his abusive aunt and uncle and his terrible cousin, Dudley. Little does Harry know he's a wizard who could probably kick their ass if he took out a magic wand and waved it at him. But he doesn't quite know that yet until a great giant guy named Hagrid comes along and saves him and brings him to a magical school. This magical school teaches Harry that he actually has an arch-nemesis who killed his parents. His name shall not be named, but for the argument's sake, is Lord Voldemort. And now Harry's going to go past 7 different years and different quests to defeating this Dark Lord, including finding a stone that keeps you alive forever, finding a diabolical chamber that has been locked away beneath the school. How no one has found that, I have no clue, considering there's been great wizards and witches for years.
Not that great.
Not that great. Third year, we're going to find an escaped convict that we're scared of the whole time, but really, he's a great ally. Fourth one, we're going to ignore school because we have sports to play. The 5th episode, we're going to figure out that Lord Voldemort's back, but no one's going to believe us, so they're going to be gaslighting the entire time. The 6th one, we're going to break out of school, only to find that, I guess we don't really break out of school, but we don't like school.
Snape is bad.
And Dumbledore is ignoring us the entire time until the very end.
And then he dies.
And that leaves us to the 7th one, where finally we're sick of everybody's shit, and we're just going to go straight after the bad guy by ourselves and defeat him.
And then it's over.
And
then, there was a play about a cursed child, and
I don't have play money.
Yeah, I also don't know if I would really want to go see it, but...
Unless our guests want to, help donate some tickets to us.
That's ko-fi.com/Laura on Tap. That was a great synopsis. That was not what I was expecting, but so spoiler alert. The good guys win, bad guys lose. We were talking about it the other day. There's that meme where it's like, Lord Sidious from Star Wars, he took over the galaxy for, 20, 30 years, and it was the entire galaxy. And then you have Sauron, who took over the, what is it?
Middle Earth?
Middle Earth, there you go, for so long. But then there's good old Lord Voldemort, who couldn't even take over a high school for a year.
Dude, I think what's even worse for Lord Voldemort is, like, that dude came back on the backside of someone's head. Like, that was his power. He's like, hey, bro, I'm not gonna, I can't even completely possess you because I'm not that cool of a wizard, but, can I hitch a ride on the back of your head? He
wasn't even able to come back on the back of their head. He just died on the back of their head.
He just, I mean, if we're gonna get into this, then, what was the professor's name? Quirrell.
Oh, yeah, Quirrell.
I mean, Quirrell's just an absolute PG wimp to begin with. But then the fact that he was like, yes, Dark Lord, you could ride in the back of my head. You have to wear this stinky turban for the next 9 months, but I'll do your bidding, master.
Yeah, that describes Quirrell pretty well.
The whole time. The end fight is just Voldemort bullying Quirrell. Get the stone! What? Why are you listening to this guy? But, whatever.
You know what? I'm just going to back out, and then we're just going to have Hunter reenacting Harry Potter for the next next hour. So I hope you all will enjoy it. Speaking of having someone on the back of your head, I think it's really important to take care of yourself. And that's why today's sponsor is Wandscaped. Today's episode is also brought to you by Wandscaped, the world's leading wand grooming kit.
Wand grooming?
Yes. Keep your wand polished, trimmed, and presentable because nobody respects a wizard with scraggly oak.
Each kit includes enhanced clippers, a polishing charm, and scented oils like dragon's musk and forbidden forest pine.
Plus the whisper attachment for when you want to quietly shape the tip.
Oh gods.
Promo code Butterbeer gets you a free travel pouch that doubles as an invisibility cloak for discretion.
Wandscaped, because presentation is spellcasting.
Do you use Wandscaped?
Wouldn't you like to know?
No, I wouldn't like to know.
If I get a few more Butterbeers in me, you might just find out.
Oh, God. After that unsettling comment, I think it's time we get into the meat and potatoes. Isn't that pretty much all they eat in England?
The butter and beer?
The butter and beer of today's episode. So, butterbeer. Is it alcoholic? Is it not alcoholic? Is it full of magical properties? Why are children having it? Why is Hermione somehow drunk on it, but then they're drinking it as children and have no effect to it? I don't really know, but I guess that's kind of why we're talking about it today.
Yeah, I think it's a fair argument because, I mean, there's a few different points we have here, but I mean, the biggest point is Hogwarts just a school of a bunch of alcoholics under the influence all the time, and that's why we got crazy situations happening like children flying around on cursed broomsticks.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at it, and Mad-Eye Moody, he's just drinking from a flask, like, all day. Like, every day. Like, did no one, like, look at him and go, hey, like, do you have an alcohol problem? Like, should you be teaching kids? I mean, like, obviously the fact, like, the Mad-Eye Moody, and for those who haven't heard of Mad-Eye Moody, he's, like, this crazy wizard in I think Goblet of Fire is where he starts, right? And he's missing an eye. He has an eye, like a thing that covers his eye that's actually can see through walls and all that stuff. And he's crazy, but it ends up that he's not Mad-Eye Moody.
He's Barty Crouch Jr. But
yeah, so he ends up being someone else. He's taking this thing called Polyjuice Potion, which turns him into Mad-Eye Moody because he needs to disguise himself. But like, seriously, does nobody question the fact that he's got a flask and he's just drinking from it the whole year?
You know, I've never thought about that before, but I think what makes me angrier is the only person to actually question it was Ron when he was sitting at the table and he goes, or was it Harry? And he's like, what do you suppose he's drinking?
Oh yeah, one of them does say that.
And he's like, I don't know, but I bet it's not pumpkin juice. But like, yeah, all these teachers are sitting there just like, yeah, it's fine, whatever.
To be fair, I think that most of the teachers like didn't give two shits about the safety of their children until like they actually thought that something happened.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at like, okay, just saying, like Professor Flitwick, like the first episode of Harry Potter, the Sorcerer's Stone, like the bomb goes off in class because I forget his name. Dean has the really bad thing with making things explode, but like all he did was kind of like, oh, like, yeah, I don't think they really cared that much.
That shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, like, I guess I gotta make a spell to make the room clean, but we don't have to worry about blowing up other kids.
Yeah. So I guess the canon the canon side of it is that like I don't think anyone would actually care if a bunch of like preteens and teens were getting drunk at school. Like they're worried about other things, right?
Yeah, I guess the wizarding world is really dangerous when you look at the aspect of like trolls and goblins and werewolves, and I mean, they had a werewolf running around for an entire.
He was a teacher.
Yeah, he was a teacher. Well, I guess technically we had two werewolves. We had an animagus who was a wolf guy who was also a murderer running around the grounds, and we have a werewolf. So I guess you'd have like other things to worry about, and I bet the teachers were kind of sick of it. Like, you know what? All of you guys just go to the 3 broomsticks. Just get out of my hair for a bit.
It's like well established that like Hogwarts was just like super dangerous. So drinking alcohol, fine. But I think that we have to talk about what is the canon explanation of like what butterbeer is? Like, what do we know about it from the books?
Sorry, I was taking a sip of my butterbeer.
And
it's delicious, and I want more. Really, I mean, looking at it from the movie standpoint, it really doesn't like deep dive into it from what I remember. I know I mean, you know, kids go down to the Three Broomsticks and drink, but it's not ID'd. It's not like, it doesn't show anybody drunk. But the one aspect that we do see of it affecting someone pretty heavily is in the books, when we have Winky.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Winky is fired from Hogwarts and decides to steal Butterbeer, and that's when she starts drunk. I remember the
And she's
audiobook.
like absolutely shit-faced, like
Yeah.
the entire book.
The audiobook, the narrator's hiccuping in between each sentence, like, it is so great.
That's a good impression of it.
It's, yeah. And that, I mean, if it's, okay, if we go from a mathematical standpoint, I don't know the exact height of a house elf, but Dobby's what? Probably like a fourth of Harry? Like size-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we take that perspective and we would say, okay, so a fourth of a butterbeer to a goblin is the same as one whole butterbeer. And if Winky had 8, that would actually be quite a lot of butterbeer.
Yeah, but like, still, I think the point is that like, okay, so like there's been some discussion, you know, amongst the creator of Harry Potter and like other people where they're like, oh, it's basically just like almost like kombucha. Is that how you say it?
Kombucha.
Yeah, like it's negligible amounts of alcohol. And, you know, it's not really doing anything to them. So, like, if you gave, you know, a kid... You can't give a pregnant woman or a kid kombucha, right? Or you're not recommended to, right?
I don't honestly know because I don't like kombucha that much, but
Yeah,
I'm sure if it has a little bit of alcohol, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, it's relatively minor, but, like, you wouldn't want to drink it if you were, like, in, like, a position. But I think that's kind of, like... So, I think one, it's, like... You have to say, okay, well, maybe it doesn't have a ton of alcohol in it, but this is a magical world, right? So I think that what's in there that's causing like Winky, like, yes, she is smaller, but like it's not that much.
Yeah, that there has to be alcohol. If she's acting drunk, then
Or something else.
if the butterbeer doesn't hit, you must acquit.
If the butterbeer does not hit, you must acquit. Mm-hmm. To our first commercial break.
Had one too many butterbeers?
Again, dude, it's a Tuesday.
Call House Elf Hangover Services. For just 5 sickles, a house elf will appear at your bedside with greasy breakfast, black coffee, and a judgmental side eye for master.
Premium package includes a lullaby in Elfanese and a bucket that screams when you vomit.
They also cast a charm to make your boss forget you showed up to work wearing one shoe and quoting Hagrid.
Don't drink responsibly, outsource it.
Master, House Elf only wants sock.
I'm not 100% sure if the butterbeer is enough for me, though. Like, if I added in enough of that basilisk vodka. Mm-hmm. Sponsor. That's a sponsor. And so I'm drinking a mango seltzer from Costco.
From the great lands afar of Costco.
Yes. All right. So what is the actual, I guess, the wiki or the Wizarding World's explanation?
Yeah, so the official Wizarding World entry says butterbeer tastes, on the menu, it says butterbeer tastes less sweet butterscotch, can be served hot or cold, and has a slight alcoholic content. Safe for children, but it can affect creatures, house elves, if they drink a lot. My question is is it not just the Harry Potter universe, but also the official Harry Potter Wizarding World? Are they serving minors?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, have you been to Universal, the Wizarding World?
No.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. Okay. As someone who has been there, I can say that they are not serving butterbeer to minors. Well, okay, let's get into it. Because there's a bunch of different, like, official butterbeers that you can get from the Wizarding World, I believe, in California and Florida, right? They have one there too, I think.
See, I went to Universal California, but it was before Wizarding World was a thing.
Well, that's your fault. So at the theme park, you can buy butterbeer. And so there is a non-alcoholic cold frothy drink It's kind of like a look-alike with, you know, it's got the creamy head, and it basically is just like butterscotch soda. So anyone can get that. You know, kids can get that. They're not going to get drunk off of it. They could get wired off of it, though. So that's maybe a different intended consequence. Okay. So yeah, you've got the cold butterbeer. You've got the frozen butterbeer, which is literally the same thing, but with ice, and I guess no carbonation. You've got hot butterbeer, which sounds kind of gross, to be honest.
It does kind of sound gross.
Because, like, why would you take, like, basically cream soda and make it hot? But I don't think it's that. I think it's literally, like, butterscotch hot cocoa. So,
okay.
So I think that they're kind of changing definitions here, and now I'm a little bit mad. You've also got butterbeer ice cream, butterbeer frappes, and ice lollies, which I guess are popsicles. Bottled butterbeer you can get. So there's a lot of soda. Official definitions of it, and I don't think any of them stand up to... I had it. I thought it was really good. I actually had a lot of it. I can't say that mine's better because it was pretty good there.
Can it fit in a pint?
If it did, they do not sell it in a pint, which is pretty lame.
We're not staying true to the movies and books.
No, we're not. Okay, so something interesting I did find out about butterbeer is that there actually is a historical... I guess in history there was something called buttered beer. So to your credit, you said taking ale, or what was it, an IPA and putting butter
stick
in
of butter. I knew I was onto something.
You were onto something. Buttered beer, which is BEERE, so you got that old English spelling, is mixed ale with sugar, egg yolks, spices like nutmegs and cloves, and then a dollop of butter.
Sounds like I'm gonna have to try butterbeer.
I mean, it just sounds like...
Wait, I meant, dude, I gotta try a butterbeer.
A buttered beer, man.
Buttered beer, bro.
Yeah.
My boy Harry had a butterbeer the other day. Bro, that dude can hang.
So, we're no longer lore on tap. We're like lore from the...
We're lore from the West Coast, dude.
Lore from the West Coast. Check us out next week.
So, did you get a description of what that tastes like? I don't know. I want to know what these spices are.
Nutmeg?
Oh, okay. It's more the... Can you imagine just having your nice beer sitting there and then someone comes along with like one of the old tea bags and throws it in there and then takes a little sliced top of butter off and tosses it in your beer?
It says, this Renaissance brew was rich, creamy, and served hot. Ooh. In some ways reminiscent of the butterbeer described in Hogsmeade, especially the idea of warmth and froth. However, the taste of the Tudor beverage, Tudor beverage, spiced ale with egg and butter, would be quite different and less sweet than the butterscotch flavor of Harry's butterbeer. It was made up. Butterbeer was made up. Not buttered beer. Buttered beer was real. And sounds gross. Foamy ale.
But that holds more true to the alcohol statement of buttered beer, where, I mean, from what the fans say and what it sounds like it's coming out of the wizarding world is this butterscotch soda. So I like to believe it's more something along those lines. But I guess it still holds to the fact, like, how much were the kids drinking? How were they acting afterwards? Or is there any part where we can see where they describe it? Because I do know that they do go over in the books the taste, but they don't go over how it makes them feel. From what I remember, maybe there's something different that you have.
I think that's a great question. And you know who's going to answer that question?
Our next sponsor?
It's not a sponsor. It's a commercial.
Oh, well,
you're
I
wrong.
was close. You're wrong, but you're close.
Have you ever wanted to be your own boss?
This sounds like a trap.
It is, but a profitable one. Introducing Grindelwald's Butterbeer Pyramid Scheme.
Oh, God.
Buy 2 cases of butterbeer, sell 1, recruit 5 friends, convince them to recruit 5 friends, and suddenly you're making more galleons than green gods during dragon feeding season.
Bro, this is not an ad. This is a cult.
Exactly. Benefits include exclusive robes, mandatory vision boards, and a tattoo of a slightly judgmental phoenix.
Dude, do people even get paid?
Yes, in exposure. Literal exposure. The spell strips you naked if you try to quit.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm out.
Grindelwald's Butterbeer Pyramid Scheme. Join now, because Voldemort tried to, but his credit card got declined.
So Hunter just said that he would like to think that my creation is what the kids are drinking.
Yeah. I know it's got vodka in it, but, like, they're facing death daily. Give them a little takeoff.
Okay. Let's give them some credit. And let's talk about what Butterbeer, or when Butterbeer was actually mentioned. So, the first introduction of it, and chronologically by year, was in 1993. Not really 100% sure why that's relevant, but the wiki references it. So, it's in Prisoner of Azkaban. He sneaks into Hogsmeade. Ron suggests getting out of the cold by having a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks. And they enjoy foaming mugs of hot butterbeer by the pub's fire, which Harry finds delicious. So they, sneak into butterbeer and go to Hogsmeade.
But it's even described as a rite of passage. This sounds more like a ritualistic alcoholic experience than it does a just normal drink.
All right. You heard it here first. Hogwarts is a cult.
I never had my first Diet Coke and said, wow, that's a rite of passage.
That's a good point. All right. So now we've established that the entire purpose of Harry Potter was to get them addicted to butterbeer, which thereby increased the revenue of the butterbeer industry, and the butterbeer industry actually, and the Three Broomsticks, and they actually paid for all of the means for Voldemort to come back.
Do you know where the name Three Broomsticks comes from?
No.
It's because that there was a big heist in the wizarding world where they had to borrow these three broomsticks to go pull off this heist for a really important stone. But they couldn't pay it off at that time. And so after they pulled off this heist, they had a little bit of money to open up a bar. They called it the Three Broomsticks as a way to pay back for these brooms.
Is this legit?
No, I just made it up on the fly.
That's what I thought. Okay, so after the first mention in Prisoner of Azkaban, they pretty much always get butterbeer when they go to Hogsmeade. And again, for those of you who may not be aware, Hogsmeade is this like village that's weirdly close. If you play Hogwarts Legacy, it's like 10 steps away, but like, I mean, it's not actually 10 steps away. It's like, I would say like a mile away, but like in the books, it makes it seem way farther. I mean, it's a game versus the book, but whatever. They have to get permission slips signed to go there.
Hey, real quick, just kind of rewinding back to the Prisoner of Azkaban part, I just honing in on this point. There's a murderer running around Hogwarts in this book, the third book, and this is the first time the kids are going to get butterbeer. It kind of sounds like they're trying to relieve some stress. Just throwing that out there. Now back to your point about Hogsmeade.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say? These kids were so stressed they needed to get drunk.
Well, not even that. They were like, the murderer is not in Hogwarts because that's impossible, but he could be at, Hogsmeade. Yeah, I need a load off.
Things are wild at Hogwarts. So, by the way, Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, really clever on the names there. Mm-hmm. So the other places where they drink butterbeer is often after Quidditch, which is like wizarding football, but much less well thought out.
Doing some of those common room parties?
Yeah, during the common room parties, and they would make black market butterbeers. Did you know that?
I did not know that, but this is leaning more and more towards prohibition type
That's what
status.
I'm saying. So why would you need black market butterbeers if it
It's
wasn't
just a
alcohol?
soda?
Yeah, if it's just a soda.
I think you're right, because it needs to be limited to consumption. Why?
Because it's alcoholic.
I think we're onto something here.
All right, so Yule Ball, which only adults can go to, because there's like a death competition for bragging rights in the wizarding world for students, but they have to be adults. And so at this formal event that again only adults and Harry, because of a bunch of reasons, go to, they have butterbeer on the menu. And while some may say this is reinforcing that anyone can drink it, it's only for adults.
I think we're onto something. Just going back to the common room party, I want to say this was in Half-Blood Prince. But do you remember when Ron is dating what's her name?
The blonde one who gives him the
oh my one.
Oh,
that
God.
one. That annoying character.
Yeah.
Okay. We get Ron, who won the Quidditch match for Gryffindor, and as he's being hoisted up by Fred and George, everybody's celebrating him, but I'm pretty sure in that part he's drinking butterbeer, and then he gets the courage to get a kiss. She goes up and kisses him, but he goes in for the second kiss. And
movie or book?
Pretty sure that was book. Or no, not book, movie. She goes up and kisses him, but then he kind of pulls back and then leans back in. I'm just saying, they say that alcohol is the
lubricant.
Jesus
Social
Christ.
lubricant? Social lubricant. What's wrong with that?
I was gonna say it takes the edge off, but yeah, social lubricant. I guess that takes away the friction.
Yeah, you know what? You wouldn't have existed in the 20s. That was normal speak back then.
In the 1920s?
Yeah. What other 20s? I guess this 20s? I don't want to think about that.
Hey, my boy Ron. You're taking the edge off by lubricating up, huh?
Ah, social lubricant.
The social lubricant.
I might have just done a Yoda there.
But yeah, I think that...
Okay, I do think it's important maybe to note here that there might be a significant difference between the movies and the books.
Yeah, that's
because
a good point.
Okay, so like when in the fifth movie, they're leaving Hogsmeade, or is it the sixth? Oh, it's this. Which one is it?
Order of the Phoenix or Half-Blood Prince?
It's Half-Blood Prince.
Okay,
so
six.
Half-Blood Prince. Well, yeah. So they're leaving Hogsmeade, and okay, I feel like you have to preface this a little bit. So Ron is with, what the heck is her name?
I want to say it's Penelope, but it's not.
It's not. Okay, so he's with this girl that has given him love potion. I actually don't know if she... Anyways. And Hermione is getting super jealous. Am I wrong?
No, Hermione's super jealous.
She's super jealous.
Lavender.
And Lavender. Oh, yeah. So Lavender. So she's super jealous. And so she's just downing these butterbeers. And she does have a pint.
I totally forgot about it. And then she's crying in the hallway.
Oh, that's later on.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So she gets super drunk. At least what I would say is super drunk. Like she's like giggling and laughing all the way back, and she's like hanging on to Harry and Ron, and that's when the Horcrux.
I forgot. Okay, this is the book. Yeah, I forgot about that.
No, it's a movie too.
Is it in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, totally forgot about this part.
Yeah, no, she looks super drunk in it.
Oh.
So, and I think that's why you have to say, like, okay, there's a little bit of a difference, because this never actually happens in the movie. Like, I think she does get a little bit giggly, but, like, in the movie, she looks, like, straight up, like, drunk. Although she does kind of play it off and, like, quickly when, she sees that, like, some lady's, like, floating up in the air, like, basically possessed by, like, Hogwarts.
Oh, yeah,
Hogsmeade
okay.
demons.
I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Tracking now?
Yeah, and it's when that girl touches the book and then starts floating in the air.
Yeah.
Lol. Yeah, that freaked me out.
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier, I don't like contorting, and that was some hardcore contorting. The book, it's way more violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, her arm snaps back, and then one folds underneath, and I remember reading it like, oh, geez. Oh, they're going to need a lot of the, that regrow bone potion that they said tastes like goblin piss.
Delicious goblin piss.
Delicious. I mean, I think this is a topic for another podcast, but I mean, we can go into a whole nother topic on if whatever we come up with, if butterbeer has alcohol or not, these kids are still running around under the influence of potions.
Yeah, well, you're right.
That's
That's down the road when people have forgotten that we've done a Harry Potter podcast
Exactly.
and they're yearning for more. But you know what else contorts?
Our next commercial or sponsor?
It's a commercial this time.
I'm keeping track.
Are you tired of boring subscription boxes?
Don't say it.
Then try Loot Cauldron. Every month you'll get a random cursed artifact, possibly screaming.
This is a bad business model.
Last month's box had one shrunken head, a vial of suspiciously moving blood, and a recipe for invisible muffins.
Those weren't muffins, they were writhing.
Sign up now for 3 free Inferi.
That's just necromancy. That's illegal.
But if you use code LORE15, you'll also get a free basilisk egg.
You cannot legally ship basilisk eggs.
Loot Cauldron is not responsible for injury, blindness, ministry raids, or the sudden collapse of the space-time continuum. Cancel anytime or never. Please don't cancel. The box is hungry. Don't you just love commercials?
I really do. At least our commercials.
They're not our commercials. Come on, be real. These are submitted to us months in advance, and we have to vet them, make sure that they're good.
Well, that's why I love them, because we go and spend so much time going through these and making sure, like, this is what we represent and we like.
Yeah, no, these are high quality commercials.
But
Speaking of high quality, I think that we have come to the part of our pod where we have to make a decision here.
yeah, I think so.
So, which side are you taking? Are you thinking that it's alcoholic, or are you thinking it's just a beverage? Have you changed your mind?
I think I changed my mind, and I'm going to also kind of take what I hope from this too, based off of real life experiences recently and our research. But based off the research and what we're talking about, it's kind of hard to deny. I think there's something in the butterbeer. I don't think we're sitting there like buzzball butterbeers, but I definitely think we got like a seltzer content in these butterbeers. But especially how much time Ron and Harry spent playing wizarding chess. I don't think they could have done it without a little friendly competition of drinking chess during it. And to pull this into reality, I'm just getting my butt kicked by you over and over. Which
I think you're gonna beat me though this time.
I hope that I do, because it would be nice to get one win. But it's, how much more fun would chess be if we had to take a shot or something every time one of our pieces was knocked out by the other?
Next time we play at work.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea to me.
That sounds like trouble. So I agree with you, and I think it'd be really boring if we just say, okay, we both agree it's alcoholic. But I'm going to go a step further. I think that it's a lot more alcohol than, like, you would necessarily consider. But I think that the reason why it doesn't necessarily give those effects is because they're magical. So what is the one thing about, like, Winky that's, like, different than...
You just blew my wizarding mind.
Your
You just
head mind?
You just avada-kedabraed my brain.
So Winky has magic, right? Mm-hmm. But it's different. So
yeah,
they can cast...
dulled.
Is it dulled or is it more?
I thought it was brought down. Like, they're not as powerful as normal wizards.
I'm not sure. Do we need to...
Well, I mean, I still think you're onto something, though. Like, well, now this is a good point. Like, what happens if we gave butterbeer to, like, a muggle?
That's what I'm saying, basically, is that are the effects of butterbeer going to be different depending on your magical capacity?
Do you know what I demand from this next movie?
What's that?
We are
the HBO series, right?
The TV show. What is his name? Gosh, the guy who is like the janitor.
Oh, damn it.
Dude, he has the cat, Filch. I demand that the students tie up Filch, and they're going to drag him down to Hogsmeade, and we're going to pour butterbeer down his throat until we see what happens when he has at least 3.
You heard it here, folks. Go to HBO on their feedback site and make sure that they know that this needs to be done for the science.
I think you just came up with the biggest hypothesis in the whole Harry Potter universe, and we need to test this.
We need to know, right? Well, okay, so I did look it up, and so I think, according to the experts on Reddit, they are powerful creatures, but they're not as powerful as wizards, because wizards have to use they focus their energy. House elves can technically just do things automatically, but I don't think they can do like spells and stuff. I think it's just like simple stuff like apparating and disapparating.
Like when Dobby's like and the cake starts floating.
Yeah. But I guess that's kind of my point, is that like I think that the effect of butterbeer is going to depend on how magical you are. So more magical, it affects you less. Less magical, it affects you more. So you've got, like you said, a muggle, which in the Harry Potter universe is someone without magic. If they were to drink it, dead immediately.
Yeah, Filch.
He's a squib, which is someone with two magical parents who is not magical.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I think I don't know. So the point is almost dead. Dead. Straight to jail. So, yeah.
This is why we don't have butterbeer in the real world, and we have butter soda that the wizarding world is trying to pawn off to us. Is they don't want to kill us.
Yeah, Universal. Give us the real stuff.
Just a pile of bodies outside.
Well, maybe we're magical. Maybe I actually created legitimate butterbeer, and we've actually found out that we're magical people.
Do you want to hear something depressing I heard?
I don't know. Do I?
I saw a post that said, what if Harry Potter is actually real and you're actually just living in the reality where you didn't get your letter?
Oof.
Let that sit with the audience for the night.
Well, I'm sad now. Okay, side question here. Because we really don't have owls in America, right? Well, okay, I guess I should say in certain parts of America. So, like, what is bringing a letter in Arizona? Is it like riding on a snake?
Gmail.
Gmail? No,
your
it's
inbox,
gotta be on
your inbox is just ding.
Okay.
Like, remember how many
letters
you
smacking?
got? Yeah. Instead, Harry's phone in the U.S. would just be ding, 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 and then just keep going until his phone crashes.
No, it's got to be an animal. I don't think the wizarding world would ever use a computer.
Well,
they'd be like, "What is this magic?"
Arizona would be awful. The safest one would be you got a giant toad that hops through your front door.
Ooh, a Gila monster.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
The Gila monster is super poisonous, so that way, the muggles don't go towards it, but it's actually carrying your...
But it's so slow.
I've never seen a Gila monster move before.
No, I mean, they're not... They want to run. They're fast, but they don't usually want to run, so...
I don't know. I still think a snake with a letter pinned to... Like they put a little piercing hole at the end of its tail, and then you just string the letter on it, and then it drags it.
Do you know how Harry's a parcel mouth? Parcel is?
Parcel tongue?
Parcel tongue.
Has parcel tongue.
Parcel
Can
mouth,
speak to snakes.
Parcel tongue. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dude, is the Arizona snake, it's a, howdy, Harry. I got this done here letter from Mr. Albus Dumbledore for you.
Well, what is the American school called? Ilvermorny, right? Have you heard that?
No.
Yeah, so America actually has a wizarding school called Ilvermorny.
Oh.
So I don't know where it's at. I think that's a discussion for another day. I actually think that the butterbeer's hitting me.
I think a little bit too. Man, how would that school sound? What's up, y'all? Today we're gonna hit a little potions class. We got a little defense against the dark arts. I mean, we don't got to worry about about those students over in Hogwarts. We showed them back in the 1700s who's really the big boss over here.
I'm 90% sure. I could be 100% wrong, but I think there's a skit from Key and Peele about that.
Is it really? Well, so you know how precise all of the spells are? Like, Wingardium Leviosa. It's Leviosa.
Not Leviosa.
So what is American going to do? Wingardium Leviosa. Bitch.
Take this, Wingardium Leviosa!
What if there's just whole new spells because of the accent?
Or it does something like completely different, like you're like
It blows up.
Avada Kedavra.
We're Avada Kedavra in here.
It's man, I keep forgetting his name, but the guy who makes stuff blow up. Maybe he just has more of an English accent, and that's what we're good at, is making things blow up.
Who makes things blow up?
Not
In the second movie, right?
well, it's in the first. It's and the
Flitwick?
last, and no, he's in Flitwick's class. He's the one who made the
The student.
um
I don't know. What the heck is his name?
yeah.
Seamus Finnegan.
Yeah, okay. It's because he probably has a closer to an American accent, and we're just good at blowing stuff up.
Yeah, like every spell just like it interprets it.
Wingardium Leviosa, boom!
The wizarding world is silly.
Oh God, can you? If there's only one school in America, can you imagine the different melting pot that would be like? Hey there, I'm from Mississippi. Yeah, I done come here to learn me some new spells, and then you got the yeah, that's right. I'm from Boston. I just came down here to, and there's just a whole. Oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
I don't
Happy
know.
I'm not a wizard now.
All right. Next thing for HBO, everyone needs to send them a letter requesting that we get a show about
Evermore.
Ilvermorny.
Ilvermorny.
Ilvermorny. I think it is. Somebody's gonna correct me and be like, "You're wrong. It's actually a Livermorny."
What 1700s person made Ilvermorny? Christopher Columbus was actually a wizard. Popped off and said,
And we've been canceled. And on that note, let's go to our next commercial.
Normal Uber, boring. Operating drunk, illegal.
But with Nimbus 2000 Uber Drunk, you get a broom with a built-in designated flyer.
That's right. Each broom comes with pre-staffed with a spectacle driver who died tragically in a pub fight. Very experienced.
Features include magical spill-proof cup holder, sick repelling charm, and a playlist that only plays Wizarding World's Greatest Drinking Ballads, Volume 7.
They guarantee to get you home in 10 minutes or less. That's right, 10 minutes or less, unless your house is protected by unregistered anti-broom wards. Then, well, I hope you packed your toothbrush.
Nimbus 2000 Uber Drunk, because walking is for squibs.
I guess we kind of already had an answer, but ultimately we've come to the conclusion that Hogwarts was getting drunk all day, right?
yeah, in between the potions classes, we were down to some other potions of the alcohol variety.
Inebriating potions. Mm-hmm. And then, they get a little bit drunk and then they have a spell that just cures all. Or they go to Madame Pomfrey, right?
Yep.
And they get it, taken away. So if you have a kid that's around the age of 11, they're getting ready to go to school and you live in England, I guess, just know that your kid's going to get drunk all day.
Don't forget to teach them Pedialytis before they go. Swish and flick, Pedialytis.
Well, and the other part is if you are a muggle, then definitely don't send your kid there because they're just going to straight up die.
Yep.
Yeah, so Butterbeer, muggle, death. Speaking of death, we actually have 3 sponsors today. Our last sponsor is Horcrux Insurance.
You made a Horcrux, didn't you?
Look, accidents happen. Maybe you stuffed part of your soul into a cursed tiara. Maybe it's your pet ferret. Either way, protect your investment.
Their basic plan covers accidental destruction, theft by boy wizards, and awkward breakups where your ex smashes your soul jar for closure.
Upgrade to premium, and they'll even cover basilisk-related damages and clumsy house elf incidents.
Plus roadside assistance because sometimes your dark artifacts breaks down on your way to the duel.
Sign up for only $9.99 galleons a month, and they'll even throw in a free curse-proof bubble wrap.
Horcrux Insurance, because eternity shouldn't come with a deductible.
And I said basilisk right. So, you should be impressed. Basilisk, basilisk, basilisk.
And you messed up 2 of 3.
Alright. I don't want to hear it.
You basking over there, you basilisk?
So let us know what you think Butterbeer is. was this even something we should have debated? I think everyone else is wrong and that butterbeer is alcoholic, but, you know.
I think we need to hear your guys' thoughts. Were the kids of Hogwarts running around intoxicated their entire school year?
We will have a poll up on Discord, or if you just want to yell at us on Instagram, you can do so as well.
But I think it's time for another butterbeer.
Another butterbeer? All right, well, let's at least tell the audience about next week's episode. So, it was a show that lived, then died, then lived, then died again, and then finally is living
Resurrected
now.
again.
Yeah, resurrected 20 years after it first came out. We're talking about Futurama.
And really, why does Bender have to depend or use alcohol just to function?
I mean, that's all robots in the universe, right? Mm-hmm. Very odd.
We're going to deep dive into it next episode.
We're going to talk about what they're drinking. We're probably going to drink engine oil in solidarity.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried, but until next time.
What if it's Jaeger?
We're Jaeger, not a sponsor. See you next time on Lore on Tap.
Bye.